All right, this is Unit 1-1, Points, Lines, and Planes. We're going to go ahead and get started. What we have here is a table. On the left side, we're going to have some vocabulary words and their definitions. In the center column, we're going to go over how we write these things in a math class. And on the far right column, we're going to go over how we draw these things and also give you a picture of how you're going to see them. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to change the size of the screen here, so don't worry about that. You'll still be able to see everything. I'll scroll up and down. You'll be able to see everything that I do. Um, okay, so first thing we're going to fill in is a blank names a location and has no size. It is represented by a dot. Well, that is a point. Now, how do we write a point? We write it with a capital letter. So an example of a point in a sentence or in a written statement, you would just put a capital P, point P. How do we draw it? Put a point, and we put a P. Okay, I just chose P because point starts with P. Any capital letter will work fine. All right, the next one. A blank is a straight path that has no thickness and extends forever. Hopefully you know what that is. It's straight and it extends forever. That's a line. Okay, how do we write a line? We use any two points with a line on top. Okay, now this may not be the way you're used to taking notes. I'm writing numbers instead of writing out TWO. I'm writing W and a slash for width. What I'm going to try to do with these videos is help you improve your note-taking skills so that by the end of the year, you're not going to need to have any fill-in-the-blank stuff. You're going to be able to take your own notes. That's going to help prepare you for Algebra 2. Also going to help prepare you for higher math classes, pre-cal, calculus, and then when you get into college. So any little abbreviation that you want to do is fine with me as long as you can understand what it says. Go for it. Now, how do we write a line? We use any 2 points with a line on the top. So an example of that would be A, B, with a line on the top. Okay, pretty simple. How do we draw that? Here's A. That's not good. Edit that out. Okay, how do we draw that? Well, we have a line, you're used to. We have point A and point B. Okay, another way that you may see a line, you may see it, or you may see a lower case cursive letter. Okay, so like this. That's a lowercase l. So I have a line here. I don't have any points visible on it. I just have a little L out here. This is line L. So either one of these two, either one is fine. Okay, a plane. You should know this word. A plane is a flat surface that has no thickness and extends forever. Okay, just like your piece of paper, or your desktop, or the wall, or the floor. Any flat surface. And we just imagine that it extends forever in all directions. How do we write it? Well, we use any 3 non-collinear points. Okay, we'll go over in a minute what non-collinear means. But it's real simple. We write the word plane, and then we write the 3 non-collinear points. Now, another way to do this, instead of writing the word plane, you can draw this symbol. It's just a parallelogram, but it's kind of a universal symbol for the word plane. So we can put that instead of writing the word plane. It's plane A, B, C. Either one of these is fine. Now, another way that you might see a plane, or you might see it with a cursive, or sometimes you'll see the word script, but whatever, it's just cursive. A cursive or script, capital letter. An example of that, that's a cursive capital R. I took cursive 25 years ago, so that's about as good as it's going to get. Right, so let me go over here and draw. We'll draw first our plane ABC. Okay, here's my plane. Here's my A. Here's my B. Here's my C. So I have a plane. It has three non-collinear points, A, B, and C, and I named it plane A, B, C. That's how you'll see it in your book and in your assignment. Now the other one, the cursive capital letter, same thing. You're going to have a plane like this, but you're going to see a cursive letter like that up in the corner. It's not a point. That's the cursive or script capital letter that names that plane. So keep that in mind if you see that. Don't try to write that down as a point. Okay. The next one, a segment or line segment, is the part of a line consisting of 2 points and all the points between them. So how do we write that? We use the end points. Okay, end points is one word. Right? So we say use the end points with segment on top. Hopefully my handwriting will get better as this goes along. So bear with me on that. So we have 2 points, A and B, and they have a segment on top. What does that look like? Well, point A, segment, point B. These are the end points, A and B. And the next one, an endpoint is a point at one end of a segment or the starting point of an array. Okay, how do we write that? It is just like a point. Okay, so we have endpoint, capital letter, that's it. Okay, how will we see them? Well, here's E, F. Okay, now don't get confused and think that just one of them is the endpoint. Okay, every segment has 2 endpoints, so they're both endpoints. Either one of them is a start point. They're both endpoints. Okay, it doesn't matter. There's no start and there's no stop to this segment. There's just 2 endpoints. All right, the next one, a blank is a part of a line that starts at an endpoint and extends forever in one direction. So hopefully you'll remember that is array. How do we write array? Well, we write the endpoint first, then any other point with array on top. Okay, so you might see something like this: array E, F. And you'll have an array on the top. Well, it's real simple to draw. Our endpoint is E, so that's where we start, and then F. Okay, it would not be correct to call this array FE. Okay, that is not right. The first letter when you name an array has to be the endpoint. Keep that in mind. That's an easy way to lose points on a test. All right, the last one, opposite rays are 2 rays that have a common endpoint and form a line. So how do we write them? Okay, it's just 2 rays. Okay, so nothing exciting. So we're going to have ray EF, but the one exciting thing, or not even exciting but relevant, is that they have to have a common endpoint. So the other one, ray EF and ray EG. When we draw that, it says that they have to form a line, right? So here's our line that they're going to form. Okay. Here's E, EG, and EF. Okay. So right here, they have this same common endpoint. Okay. This one goes this way. This one goes this way. EF, EG. 2 rays, common endpoint, and they form a line. Remember, you can pause, so don't. If it's going too fast, just pause it. All right, next thing. Points that lie on the same line. So points that lie on the same line are collinear. Okay, collinear just means same line. So if we look at this picture here, pretty basic concept, no tricks here. Can you name the points that lie on this line. Okay, there's A, B, C, D, and E. Clearly, C and E are not on this line. So A, B, and D are collinear, right? E and C, you could say, are non-collinear, which is like we talked about a few minutes ago. Okay, points that lie in the same plane are, see if you can guess what goes here. Okay, coplanar. Same as before, same plane. So if we look at our picture here, our little drawing, W, X, Y, Z. Remember, R is not a point. R is the name of this plane. So this, we don't want to look at that, okay? It's not a point. W, X, and Y are in the plane. So W, X, Y are coplanar. Z, you could say, is non-coplanar. All right. Next thing we're going to do is sketch. Okay. You'll find out in the next couple days that sketch and draw do not mean the same thing. But for our purposes today, you're just going to draw a picture here. Okay. So sketch. Sketch plane ABC. Okay. Sketch plane A, B, C. Now, what's special about plane ABC is that it's going to contain line, AB, segment BC, and ray ST. They're going to be part of this picture also. So first, let's start with line AB. Okay, so line AB. Okay, now it looks like I kind of missed my B, right? I didn't do a very good job there. So here's a little tip for you. If you miss your point, make your point bigger. See, now I didn't miss it. Right, so I have got my line AB right there. Now I need to draw segment BC. Well, okay, there we go. Segment BC. Okay, the last thing we're going to draw is definitely the hardest part. We have this plane ABC that contains line AB, contains segment BC, and intersects. Okay, intersects does not mean contains. Here's contains, here's intersect. Intersect only at point P. So only we have point P. Let's say that it is right here. Point P. We need to draw a ray. This is what ray ST would look like, right? We need to draw a ray that looks like this, but we want it to intersect this plane only at this point. So if you have some thoughts on how to do that, you can go ahead and pause it and give it a try. If not, this is what we're looking for, okay? I'm going to start up here, off of the plane, clearly outside of the plane, right? Nobody would confuse and say that this S is in the plane. Then, remember I missed my point, make it a little bigger, okay? S to P. Now, if this is a ray is going into this plane, it's intersecting right here, it's going to pass through it, kind of like an arrow going through a target or something. Right? So there we go. Ray ST intersects this plane only at point P. This is not an art class. Okay? The thought that counts. Remember that when you're making your pictures. Don't erase a hole in your paper and cry yourself to sleep because you can't draw a perfect picture. Okay? This is what I did. This is good enough. It's the thought that counts. Remember that. All right, last page. We're on to some postulates. Postulates are a vocabulary word, so you need to have that in your flashcards. But for our purposes, a postulate is just a thing you need to know. Okay? So, and I'll also say this. Postulate is a thing you need to know that you wouldn't have known on your own. Okay? It's not something that you could prove. It's something that you have to kind of accept it. So, here we go. Through any 2 points, there is exactly one line. Okay? All that means is, if I have a point here and I have a point here, through those 2 points, there's only one line. I can't draw another line that goes through this point and also hits that one. You see? Draw another one, it's going to miss that one. So through any 2 points, there's exactly one line. Through any 3 this shouldn't, okay, here's a typo. Eventually I'm going to start blaming these on Mr. Fade, but for now this one's fine. Through any 3 non-collinear points, okay, there's exactly one plane. Okay, so I'm going to draw A, B, C. Okay, here's my 3 points, 3 non-collinear points. There is exactly one plane. Okay, you need to know that. If 2 points lie in a plane, so 2 points lie in a plane, then the line containing those points, well, here it is, lies where? In the plane. Okay? Good thing about math is no trick questions. Okay? Common sense will take you a long way in geometry. If 2 lines intersect, then they intersect in exactly, well, there's 2 lines that intersect. Where did they intersect? In exactly one point. Okay? Remember, these are important things. They might seem simple, they might seem like common sense, but these concepts here, these 5 ideas that we're writing down here, are kind of the backbone for a lot of the math we're going to do. So don't take it lightly. You need to know them. All right, last one, definitely the hardest to visualize, impossible to draw. I don't draw these well at all, but I'm going to take a shot at it for you. If 2 planes intersect, then they intersect in exactly. Let's go ahead and do our drawing. We can see what it looks like. What a lot of people try to do when they do 2 planes intersecting is they will start, like I'm doing here, with a plane they use for all their other pictures. I think, okay, now I just need to have another plane that intersects this plane. Okay, kind of like that. And this is usually what you get from somebody when they're trying to draw planes that intersect. This is a pretty typical picture of what you'll get. But it's still, this is not easy to see, I guess you could say, see where they intersect. So what I like to do is think about 2 planes that you can visualize a lot better. Now, you're probably sitting in a room right now. If you look to your left or your right in that room, you're probably going to see a wall. So let's pretend that this is a wall. Okay, so here's a wall. I'm going to visualize this wall intersecting another wall. And now these pictures aren't great, remember? I said this isn't an art class. So, say this is somebody's house, maybe. They're nice. Okay, they're nice floors here. You got nice wood floors. I don't know. Paint your walls red and purple. Probably talk to somebody about that. But anyways, we have a wall here and a wall here. Well, they intersect right here. Okay, now a lot of people will jump real quick and they'll say, oh, 2 planes intersect in that segment. You have to remember that this plane, this red plane, it goes on forever, right? You go up off the page here. It goes this way off the page. It goes this way. It goes straight down through the floor. So while it looks like a segment, it's really a line, right? So that's a way for you to visualize 2 planes intersecting. Another way to do intersecting planes, which is going to come out a lot better than this garbage, is to draw something that everybody has tried to draw before. Maybe you're not great at it, but by the end of geometry, you will learn how to do it for sure. Okay. Here is a cube. Right? You might think, whoa, that doesn't have, it's not a plane. Well, it actually is. It has a plane on the bottom, plane on the top, plane on this side, plane on this side, plane in the back, and a plane in the front. So this has 6 planes. So if you ever have to do a problem about intersecting planes, draw a cube and see if it helps you visualize it. Okay? So if 2 planes intersect, then they intersect in exactly. See all these intersections of planes? We extend them on forever in one line. Right? So you should have an assignment in class tomorrow, and make sure you have to rewatch this or look back over your notes. You need to be able to discuss all of the things we covered here today.